Looking to build a successful contracting, construction, trades type business while you're in the right place? My name is Derek. I'm going to be sharing with you the 4 different pieces that you need to get in place inside your business in order for it to be successful, for it to grow, for it to afford the lifestyle that you got into business in the first place, and level up to your next level leader. All right, so before we get started, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up. It helps me, helps the channel, helps more people like yourself get awesome content. Make sure to subscribe so you get all the other videos. I'm gonna be giving you the 4 different pieces you need to get into place inside your contracting business in order to be successful. If you want like more specific kind of details, I have other videos that go into like specifics on each of these little areas. I'm gonna be sharing with you the tips, tricks, and all those things. Make sure you watch to the end as well. Let's get to the first point, branding, marketing, and sales. This is where you want to start. If you don't have consistent lead flow, if you don't have proper branding in place, you're not going to be able to get profitable jobs. You're not going to be able to charge, adequate amounts for your jobs. You're just going to be another contractor out there. So branding, very important. This is things like just getting your bases covered as far as your online profiles, having consistent, logo colors, marketing materials through your whole presentation, estimating and sales process. Not overly difficult, takes a bit of time. It doesn't have to be super fine-tuned and perfect. Don't go for perfection, especially if you're starting out. Just make sure you've got consistency across all your different areas where people find you and your marketing and your sales. You can always improve and make it better later, or hire someone to do that for you. Sales, so important. Marketing, so important. And you want to have like some sort of system in place, right? More than just word of mouth. Yeah, you can, hit the pavement, knock on doors, generate a lot of, interest on social media, but it's going to wear you out and it's not really a way to scale. You'll get, maybe some quick wins when you start out, but you should be thinking about what can I do consistently, whether that's, getting some paid advertising going or just hiring a marketing manager or somebody to run your lead gen. There's lots of options out there, from software to people to agencies. So that's the number 1 piece to get into place in order to run a successful contracting business. The second piece of the puzzle that you need to get into place is going to be people. So people, so important. Businesses live and die by the people that are in it and the people that you're bringing into your business. And you are part of the equation. You have to be able to lead these people, and part of leadership is knowing who should be on the bus and who should be off the bus. Little analogy from Good to Great, I believe, awesome book. But essentially, you need the right people on the bus and you need the right people in the right seats. So you'll have a proper hiring process, so you're hiring the right people, and that the right people are doing jobs that work for their strengths, and you are helping train them. Investing in people, there's a lot that goes into it, but people are super important, and you should be constantly leading, but also investing in people, wanting to train them, wanting to get to know them, have some sort of connection with them, differentiate yourself so they're not just going to jump ship for a couple dollars an hour more somewhere else, but you're building that culture, you're building a team of people. Pro tip here, you always want to be creating an organization chart to show the different functions and the people that are involved in your business. And that organization chart should be looking a year or 2 years ahead, because it's one thing to know kind of where everyone fits now, but if you don't know what the picture looks like in a year or 2 years when you've grown, maybe you want to double your sales or whatever in a year or 2, well, that's going to probably involve twice as many people, probably new people on a management level. So what are the positions? Are you able to afford those people? What's revenue going to look like? So getting the people equation is very important in order to grow, scale, and have a successful contracting business. Moving on, you got your branding and marketing, you got your sales pumping, you got your people, you got amazing people. The third thing that you need to get right, third piece of the puzzle, is operations system. So you got lots of clients coming in, you've got your people in place. Now you need an operating system in order for your people to utilize, as well as just to run things efficiently. When you're starting out, you're gonna be wearing all the hats. Maybe you've already been in business for 5 or 10 years and you're still wearing all the hats. In order to get to that next level, to actually stop doing everything in your business, you need to get operating systems in place. And it's more than just hiring people that have experience to do something and then just offloading everything to them. Because if they leave or something happens to them, whatever, you then have to train another person, you have to hire another person. It's gonna be inconsistent because they're gonna be different. They're gonna have different experience, different skills. It's gonna be a lot of disturbance inside your business when you have key people shift in and out, even key personnel of just having, employees leave and things like that. It doesn't bode well for the culture, and it also just creates more problems and more training and onboarding and different stuff that you have to do. And if you don't have a proper system for that process, it's just gonna waste a lot of your time and you're not gonna be successful in your contracting business. So what do I mean by operation systems? You can have a project management system. So this will, often when people think about systems, they think in software, right? Like I'm gonna have some sort of software, it's gonna take care of everything. Well, that's part of it, but you have to have some sort of training so people know how to use the software. You have to have some processes of like how the software and what's going on site work together. So project management, project manager manual, like a lot of different things that go into it. And then your HR, so we talked about that a little bit in the people side, but your hiring process, your onboarding process, your training process, your incentive process. So there's, again, a lot of things that go into running a successful contracting business. A lot of details, a lot of documents, a lot of software, a lot that goes into it. That's why business is difficult, because there's so many moving pieces. But the great thing is, once you get like one piece in place, I've talked about the pieces of the puzzle here, you start to put the pieces, you start to see the full picture, and your business just starts churning, and the flywheel keeps moving, and you slowly build it out, and you grow and you expand, and it's an amazing thing. So the last operating system I'm going to talk about is your financial system. So this is like such an overlooked thing, especially by a lot of new entrepreneurs. But the difference between probably like your $100,000 business to like, $750,000 business, the difference between those businesses and your like 1, 2, 3 million, revenue businesses are how much the business owner watches the numbers and is constantly looking at data instead of just trying to run everything in the business. So you're gonna slowly level up, you're gonna have people that you're gonna put into your different systems, you're gonna have things turning, you're gonna have managers, you're gonna have people, you're still gonna be doing high level stuff, maybe even in the sales and marketing side and all that kind of stuff, but a good portion of your time is gonna be, checking financial reports, watching your income, checking cash flow. So having a good financial system in place so you can see, how did we do last year? How did we do last month? How did we do last week? Did we hit our sales targets? Did we hit our revenue targets? Are we projecting forward, 3 weeks, 6 weeks in advance? What, receivables or payables are going to come into effect that is going to, either, give me extra cash flow or diminish my cash flow, and I'm going to have a hard time, making payroll, or I shouldn't, be purchasing this equipment right now because it's not really going to be a good time because, last year, this is where sales drop because we're going into that season or whatever, right? So if you're not looking at data, if you don't have a financial system in place, you're not going to be a successful contractor. You just won't. Like, you might level out, and maybe you're still kind of working on the tools or just sort of managing like as a project manager. And if that's, where you want to be at and still like super busy all the time and kind of wearing all the hats, that's great. But if you want to be able to level up past that, and even if you're in that place and you want to be able to take vacations or just, not be so tied to the business constantly, financial systems super important. So not to beat a dead horse here, but it's just one thing that many people overlook, and I see a lot of guys not having in place because frankly, it's kind of boring. It's not a whole lot of fun, and it's not something we're ever taught. So anyways, so number 4, the last kind of piece to the puzzle in order to run a successful contracting business, home building, construction business, is get help. So I'm the worst culprit at this, and it's something that we've not talked about a lot, and a lot of guys, especially construction guys, is kind of like hard-headed. I'll figure it out. I know how to do it. I have experience, or I'll do it myself, right? Because we're used to doing it ourselves. And getting help is huge. Help from your team, help from your managers, from the people on your team, help from a coach or consultant, help from other business owners, from a mastermind group, from your local home builders association. You're watching this video, which is great, so you're at least leveling up your knowledge, getting help from books. Like, there's so much resources. The business that you want has been built probably thousands, hundreds of thousands of times by other people who have shared their experience, who know how to do it, who have gone through all the the ups and downs and all arounds that can help you level it out and really boost your business. So that said, if you want help with your specific systems in your business, the operations side of things, reach out to me. There's links in the description. Get signed up there. Free course, how to build a business that works without you, how to start systematizing your business. If you want one-on-one coaching, by all means, reach out and check out the other videos. Like I said, each one of these pieces, I have specific videos on here, and you can go and click on those and get more information.